Have you ever gazed at the shifting shapes of a cloud and found, quite suddenly, the distinct outline of a rabbit? Or perhaps you have glanced down at your morning piece of toast, only to be greeted by a face staring back at you from the browned surface. This fascinating trick of the mind has a name. It is called pareidolia. In its simplest form, pareidolia is the human brain's remarkable ability to see meaningful shapes, most often faces, in completely random or ambiguous visual information. It is a universal experience, a quiet little moment of surprise that connects us all. This phenomenon is extraordinarily common, a gentle whisper from our subconscious that turns the ordinary into something quite unexpected. We find these phantom faces almost everywhere we look. They peer out from the gnarled bark of an ancient tree. They can be found in the delicate patterns of a water stain on a ceiling, or in the rugged, craggy textures of an old stone wall. Even the moon, hanging in the night sky, offers a face to humanity. One of the most classic and globally recognized examples is the man in the moon. The dark maria, or volcanic plains, form the eyes and the mouth. Nature is perhaps the greatest artist of pareidolia, constantly sculpting and painting landscapes that our minds can interpret in delightful ways. Clouds are a particularly magnificent canvas for this phenomenon, their forms ephemeral and ever-changing. As you lie on the grass on a summer's day, you can watch a majestic dragon, a fluffy sheep, the profile of a thoughtful old man. Because they are in a constant state of flux, clouds offer an endless game of shape spotting. They are a perfect, fleeting gallery for our imaginations, encouraging us to look up and dream. On the ground, the rocks and mountains hold their own silent faces, carved by millennia of wind and rain. A cliffside might reveal the stoic profile of a guardian. A collection of boulders can arrange themselves into the form of a sleeping giant. These geological formations are far more permanent than the clouds, becoming landmarks and subjects of local folklore. They stand as enduring testaments to nature and the human imagination. Even the smaller details of the wild world can surprise us. Look closely at the trunk of an old oak, and you might find a knot with two dark hollows and a curved line, the impression of a wide-eyed owl peeking out. The delicate veins on a fallen leaf can create a network that resembles a tiny, intricate face. In winter, shadow and snow on a hillside can create vast, temporary portraits visible only from a specific vantage point. Nature's artistry is subtle, rewarding those who look closely and let their minds wander. The world we have built for ourselves is just as full of these hidden faces as the natural world. Our homes and cities are populated with objects whose designs mimic the features of a human face. Take a moment to look at the electrical outlets on your wall. The two vertical slots for the prongs, the single round hole for the ground pin, create a perfect expression of shock or surprise. A simple household lamp, two bulbs glowing side by side above a sturdy base, can seem like a friendly, two-eyed creature as dusk falls. These discoveries make our living spaces feel more companionable. Automobiles are a great example of manufactured pareidolia. The fronts of cars often present distinct facial expressions. The headlights serve as the eyes, aggressive, sleepy, cheerful. The grille becomes the mouth, wide and grinning or thin and determined. Designers may even use this intentionally to give a car personality. A row of parked cars can look like a crowd of characters. This extends to buildings. Two windows on an upper floor and a door below them make a face. But why does our brain do this? Why are we so compelled to find faces in everything? Clouds, electrical sockets? The answer lies deep within our evolutionary history. Scientists believe this ability developed as a crucial survival mechanism. Early humans navigating dangerous opportunities. Recognizing a face could mean the difference between life and death. Spotting a face partially obscured by foliage could signal the presence of another human friend-foe. It could also reveal a predator lurking in the shadows. This skill is hardwired into our brains from a very young age. Newborn babies, minutes old, turn toward face-like patterns. This helps infants bond with caregivers, focus on food, comfort, safety. The face is the center of communication, conveying emotion and intention without a word. The fusiform gyrus is highly active when we look at faces. Pareidolia is this system being slightly overactive. The brain's pattern recognition is eager and sometimes gives false positives. Pareidolia is more than just a scientific curiosity. It is an invitation to look at the world with a bit more attention and a sense of playful wonder. Montage, surprised backpack. Montage, smiling bell pepper. Montage, sad-looking house. Montage, face in coffee cup. Montage, people smiling and taking photos. It reminds us that there is a layer of hidden magic overlaid on our everyday reality, waiting to be discovered. It does not require a special tool or a long journey. It only requires a moment of pause and a willingness to see things differently. Here is a small challenge for you. Over the next day, make a conscious effort to find these hidden faces. As you go about your routine, whether you are at home walking in a park, commuting to work, try to find at least 5 faces in non-human objects. Perhaps you will find a cheerful one in the foam of your coffee, a grumpy one in the front of a bus, a serene one in the pattern of a marble floor. Take a picture with your phone if you can. You might even share your findings with friends. You might even share your findings with family. This simple game can fundamentally change how you interact with your surroundings. It encourages a state of mindful observation, pulling you out of your thoughts and into the present moment. It is a form of treasure hunting, where the treasure is a fleeting moment of joy and surprise. You will start to notice details you never saw before. Texture of a stone wall arrangement of leaves on the ground, way light and shadow play across the surface. It is a practice in seeing, not just looking, and it can reawaken a childlike sense of curiosity about the world we so often take for granted. Ultimately, pareidolia is a beautiful reminder that our brains are not just passive recorders of information, but active interpreters of reality. They are storytelling machines, constantly striving to find meaning and order in the chaos of sensory input. This process is not a flaw. It is a feature that has ensured our survival and enriched our experience of the world. So, the next time you are out for a walk and you see a face smiling back at you, rusty drainpipe not in a tree, smile back. Acknowledge that small, free, and wonderful moment of connection. It is a sign of a healthy, clever brain at play, finding wonder in the mundane.